Thanks, Samir, for joining us today. So you just got off your keynote where you talked about how cognitive capabilities bring extra power to robotic process automation. Can you give me kind of an overview of that?
Sure. So I think for very long, customers and people who've wanted to kind of get initiated with RPA have felt like cognitive is this way too advanced, out there kind of technology, which they're at least 2 to 3 years from trying. The funny thing is, for cognitive automation, if your business process has a document, it's really as simple as that. That's where you can use it. So for example, let's say you look at invoices or loan applications. If those are part of the process that you touch, right, cognitive automation is the one for you, simply because it means you're merely using it to intelligently extract only the information you want out of that document, and then go about your day processing it any way you deem fit. In finality, on that point, I'll say that cognitive automation works best, I beg your pardon, in conjunction with RPA. So it's not this whole standalone piece of technology. You can blend it with anything else that you have. You can blend it with chatbots. You can blend it with RPA. So yeah, the sky's the limit.
So one thing that we get asked a lot, I'm sure you guys do too, is how do I get started using cognitive in my robotic process automation or in my automation journey in general? So where do you suggest starting, and how do you suggest people, what's your best practice for it?
So good question, right? I mean, that's exactly why we developed the IQ bot, because we, as an RPA software company, got asked that a lot, saying, look, we're going to start, we're thinking of starting, we're hearing all these things about cognitive, where do I really get started? And my mantra is really 3 simple things. One is, look at your process and see if there's a decision to be made in that process. 2, look at that process and see if there's a document that's part of that process. And 3, look at that process and see if you're going to repeat that process on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis. If your answer to 2 of those 3 is yes, you can pretty much get started with cognitive automation. As a matter of fact, the reason we built the IQ bot and the reason why we're seeing so much success in implementing it with partners like yourselves is the fact that there's so much documentation out there, and when people tend to think of which process of mine is really manual, big clue, look for a process that has a document in it, and I think you'll find your answer there.
So decisions, documents, repeatability.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sitting down with us today.
Not at all.
You can catch Samir's keynote on this channel or more from Driven on this channel as well. Subscribe.